Hey, great Tuesday morning. It is a beautiful morning in the city of Brownsville, Texas, and it is a cold one. Uh,
Is it really?
yeah, it's cold outside. They say that it's actually going to be cold throughout the day and even tonight. So I think it's one of the last cold fronts that we're going to have here locally.
How is that possible? It's like wintertime, dude. Like seriously, there's no way it's like one of the last ones locally.
Do
Are you
we
crazy?
do we ever get cold weather
Yeah,
here?
like in February, that's when it really gets cold over here.
We never get cold
Oh,
weather.
stop it. Give me a break. Don't you remember when we had that freeze like a couple years ago and everyone like, oh my God, our city went out. It's horrible. And
When
they
I,
start blaming our governor because he apparently didn't well, go out there and fix the line before the storm got here or something.
when I was in Cancun with 10 feet,
Yes, there you go. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
I forget
Yeah.
about that. That's
So
true.
yeah. Anyway, so how you doing, dude?
I'm doing good, man.
That's good.
Este,
I'm just watching ESPN right now, and there's this chick on there and showing cleavage, and it's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
you never give me compliments when I'm showing cleavage.
I don't want to see your boobs for cleavage. I mean, she's really good looking. I don't know. I don't really watch ESPN that much, but she's kind of cute.
It's hard to avoid my man boobs.
Don't really look at your man boobs. It's okay.
I think I
Golly, seriously, what the hell, dude? What a day last night. Or not the day last night. It's stupid.
what a day last night.
Yeah, no, it's a horrible day yesterday,
Oh
last
yeah,
night.
let me tell you.
Michigan won the national championship, and it's horrible. I'm really disappointed. I'm sad. I'm
Who?
horrible, broken heart.
Who did?
Michigan
Oh,
Wolverines.
oh
I'm
yes.
kind of depressed about that.
Este.
Not that I want Washington to win. What? Sorry.
Oh yeah, was I've been seeing a lot of coverage on. Oh, I first before that I got a message from Kunkel.
Mm.
Yeah, este. So we're supposed to do a show. So let me know if you want to do it.
Oh, you enjoy Kunkel.
I might. Let's do
Yeah.
Kunkel on Thursday
Well, whenever you feel like doing it, I'm able to do it. That'll be fine.
or tomorrow. Tomorrow or Thursday.
Well, in the morning.
Yeah, no. Or you want to do it in the evening?
I don't know. I don't. The evenings are harder for me right now. Soon the evenings are gonna be easier, but than the mornings.
Why?
I'll have to say that after the show.
Oh, let me say. Last night I went to eat at Son de Dos.
But you're not two people.
Son de Dos.
Okay, who's texting you? Tell us who's texting you.
Uh, Ricardo's texting me.
Ricardo. Who's Ricardo?
Ricardo.
Oh my, that sounds so mischievous. Oh dear Lord, who is texting me now? Somebody texting me. I don't even know who it is.
Maybe it's another Ricardo.
No, it's just Elizabeth texting me. That's all.
Dearlam?
Yeah, she likes to text me every once in a while. She texted me right now. Myra is gonna be on Captain Bob's show at 10 in the morning. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Are you gonna watch it?
No.
You want? You know what? We should watch it together. Like right now on the live at 10. Put on there. We'll have more views for him, and he won't get the views. Haha.
let's do it. You
We
want to do it?
want to do it? Yeah, we can do
Yeah,
it. But hey, but we'll end this show, and then we'll start a whole new one. And then we'll have a competition as to which one gets more views. The one we're streaming or his.
Good morning. Good morning. Vito the virus card.
Hey, you know what? Vito can come on. Maybe Vito can come on that one. Let's just do that. We could just listen to it and watch it and critique it. Critique the
Vito's,
questions.
Vito's a big fan of Captain Bob.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Myra.
That too. But I think he appreciates Captain Bob more than he does Mida.
I appreciate Captain Bob too. I appreciate that he's giving Republican candidates opportunities and stuff like that. Maybe somebody will ask him. Maybe we can preview the forum and ask questions that we think should be asked, and maybe some of the people that watch us right now can make those questions be asked. Number one, will Captain Bob even read the questions? Because I don't know. Does he even read the questions?
No, because he uses his own phone, and I've told him. I said, Captain Bob, you need to get a little iPad or a computer. That way, you could have your phone and be responding to messages.
Yeah. How hard is that? That's not complicated.
Because I mean, I mean, I think you were using StreamYard also, right, for your show.
Yeah, it's pretty much beautiful for him, but he don't want to do that either. It's too complicated for his little brain.
He doesn't want to do that either. And we're like that way you could, keep up and a lot of it. And this is what he doesn't understand or anything. The
Hmm.
only way that you're going to grow a program like that is if you have, constant viewership, uh, interaction. People want their comments, brought up like Vito, and they want,
Exactly.
to ask a question and get it answered, and it's just the best way. And
Yeah.
with his thing, well, he puts up the phone and goes straight on live on Facebook. You can't do that unless you have another
Mhm.
phone on your hands and you're following along. I think that just becomes very
Mhm.
tedious.
Yeah, well, that's what happens. That's what he wants. Maybe that's why he gets the big guests like Myra, and you have to deal with Kunkel.
Well, I think what happens is, and this is what I think is funny. I think, like, I remember the superintendent went on Captain Bob's show, and I think he had somebody else. I don't know. Oh, Bobby Whiteman and people like that. Well, they're going to get individuals on. He's going to get individuals on the shows
Wait,
that
what? He got the superintendent and who?
Bobby Whiteman.
Shut up.
Yeah, I think he's a
He
regular.
he brought him. What? Wow.
I think.
That's a big get. That is a big get. Congratulations, Captain Bob. I'm really proud of you.
Hola,
That's amazing. That's
hola,
amazing.
Nadia. Good
Hola,
morning.
Nadia. Hello. Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't say good morning to Vito. I need to acknowledge him. Good
that's
morning, fellow
Oh, it's the
fella.
good, the good fellows. It's yeah, but I think that people go on there because he's not going to ask the questions that are if Maida were to come on this show, which she hasn't.
I think the first what would be the first question you would ask Myra if she were on the show at Osmo?
What the hell are you thinking? And putting up papusas and calling them gorditas and thinking you were going to get away with it.
I just want to know if she knows that upbringing is one word and not two. I mean,
Bringing up.
upbringing is one word, not two, one word. And
Well,
it's just, I mean, if you don't know, look, if you don't know that upbringing is two words, it's one word, sorry, it's one word, not two. Do you really think that she was looking at him like, oh my God, these pictures of pupusa remind me of my upbringing?
up, bringing. But let me tell you something. Someone
Do you believe that? Like, no, come on, no.
someone sent me the uh the interview that she had with Channel 4, which again, Channel 4 is another one that does not go for the jugular. But let me say what really bothered me about that one. And again, what really bothered me about that one, Roman, is that you should be confident in a race, but you shouldn't go out there and you know not take into account that you've got opponents in the primary. I think it's a tad bit
What
disrespectful.
was the what line did she say that I'm not worried or concerned about the primary?
Now, I'm focused on
I what
November.
the irony of that statement being said when the person that's doing the interview is Frank McCaffrey, who ran against her 2 years ago. I mean, first off, Channel 423, somebody should have maybe made that declaration. Oh, by the way, the person doing the reporting. Oh, by the way, Frank, my friend, and I love Frank.
I like Frank.
But somebody needed to make that statement. Oh, by the way, the person doing the reporting ran against Myra. That's number one. And number two, to actually have the chutzpah. By the way, that's a Jewish phrase, and it starts with a C. Just so anybody on Myra's team's watching and wants to record me. Oh, by the way, I we haven't even talked about the meeting that happened last week on Wednesday
No,
because I haven't been on the show, and we'll
Roman,
talk about that. Do not let us, Nadia, remind us to talk about the meeting from last week where I was recorded by Deborah Bell because for some reason she had to do this crap because she needs to record me, weirdo. Anyway, um, so okay, so let's where was I? Sorry, I got distracted because
with
somebody's texting me and I don't know who and I want to look at it.
with
Good morning, Jacob.
disrespect towards her fellow candidates.
Oh yes, yes. So she says I'm not concerned about the primary to Frank, who ran against her. But remember, Myra didn't even get 60% of the vote, and she ran against Frank, who ran a crappy campaign. I mean, let's face it,
Yeah.
he did. Ran against some chick for Mercedes, who's the doctor, and Kunkel. And she wasn't even able to get 60% of the vote in the Republican primary. and everybody was backing her at that time. But
Every-
yet, this go around, Myra is not taking not concerned about the primary. She's only concerned about getting out the vote, so we get more people to vote in the primary, which is a laudable thing. And I want many people to vote in the Republican primary as we can get. I mean, I'm totally for that. However, how can you say that you're concerned? She doesn't have the same support that she had last time. There's a big group, some Cameron County conservatives group who backed her majorly last go around. They're not supporting her this time. They're not. So those okay. So you're already at barely not even at 60%. You're losing that support. You're losing the support of people that really did back you the last go around because they think they smell loser on you. And let's face it, she's a loser. That's what people will say. I mean, that's what people will say about me when I ran. Like, oh, he's a loser. Like, don't listen to him. I mean, that's what she has too because she ran in November and lost to Vicente, and it wasn't even close. I mean, this I moved the needle to like 9% or 10%. Big deal. Big deal. It's a gubernatorial election year. You have fewer people coming out to vote than you do in a presidential election year, and we had a supposed red wave 2 years ago, and you still lost by what 9, 10 points. Give me a break. Come on.
yeah,
But yeah, let's worry about the general election.
my, and this is one of the when I had a conversation with Mike, I said, look, we've got to find this way to bring everyone together. Going out there and on in an interview and going like, well, my opponents are pieces of crap. You know, the
No, no,
world.
she wished them well. That's what she said. I wish them well.
Yeah, but going out there and saying like, well, they're insignificant, they're not important, not even focused on them, not
She's
even gonna.
taking Republican primary voters for granted. You're a Republican. Remind you, you're a Republican voting in this primary. You vote for Myra. I'm not saying not to vote for Myra. I'm not saying that at all. But if you do vote for Myra in the primary, remember she's going to blame you in November, just like she did 2 years ago, when
Yep.
she blamed all the Republicans for not coming out to vote for her, not supporting her, not united. There you go.
Yeah, and I and my issue is, look, I, I will agree that she probably at the start of all this Papusa gate was majorly in the lead in regards to getting the quack, getting the nomination to be the Republican candidate. And one of the things that I shared with her, and something that I've said here constantly, you have to bring all these people together, because at the end of the day, Roman, let's say, as you mentioned, not telling people not to vote for Maida, but you're not encouraging individuals to actually want to work for you in regards to pushing other individuals that have been supportive of Kunkel, Dr. Laura Cisneros, um,
Mauro Garza.
Mauro. You're not encouraging those folks. You're kind of dissing them, the individuals that are going to be supportive of Mauro, Conco, and Dr. Laura Cisneros, to the point of going like, I don't want to come out and vote, you know? And if your goal is to get as many people out there to vote,
Mm,
going to need all these candidates, to go out there and fully support and endorse. And that's one of the things that I wished that they all would have gotten together and say, hey, look, we're going to have a forum. We're all going to sit down and we're going to answer questions, but let's all agree. And I know that this is something that's commonplace, Roman. Let's
mm,
all agree that whoever the candidate may be, and not that me, Maura, is going to get it, but whichever the candidate is, we all agree to support that candidate in November, no matter what, and as much as we can. And I don't think that she's done that to the point where she has encouraged individuals that are, supporting the other candidates,
mm.
you know, to be on the bandwagon with the ideals. And I think what one of the things that I saw the video, I think you sent me the video, I think,
I don't
of
think it was me. But was it me? I don't
of
think
the
it was me.
of the
No, it
meeting
was me.
in Harlingen.
What meeting, Harlingen?
The meeting in Harlingen where I think Kunkel asked her a question or something, and she went like, "Oh, you're not at my level."
I don't think it was me.
Well, someone
Was
said
it me? I don't know. I don't know.
that.
I barely saw it. Like maybe it was me because I had just barely seen it, and because you had been asking me whenever I get the video. Yeah, it was me. And whenever I see the video to send it to you, but that was like 2 months ago because I never saw the video. I was there when it happened. Very and Kunkel throws me
Oh,
under
you
the
told me about
bus.
it. Something. I
Yeah,
can,
no, no. We talked about it here on the show. I did the whole reenactment.
but you're good at improv. But so that was like kind of like, you don't want to do that kind of stuff. You're like,
Hmm
hey,
hmm
y'all are not at my level. And this article on the or news story on I don't know what it was. I don't watch Channel 4 news. I think they're a piece of crap. Uh, that article, that story, whatever thing that ran, it kind of gave the same vibe. Like they're not at my level, you know. And even if that were, let's
Oh
say,
no, without a doubt. Yeah, that's the vibe I got from
yeah,
it
and
completely.
let's
I
say
agree.
that they're not at her level in regards to fundraising, in regards to maybe organization or backers, supporters. You- It's not a way to unite the
Mhm.
group, you know, and that's what's needed. And I think that's one of the things. I think that was one of the first questions that I asked. Well, that was the first question that I asked. Um, Bell, Susan Bell or Sandra Bell,
Deborah.
Deborah
Mm.
Bell, Deborah Bell at that
Might as
forum
well be Susan Bell.
at that at that forum that were going to talk about. I said, you know, we've had the situation where candidates, you know, are not supportive of other candidates, you know,
Mm,
and you know, there's been a little bit of a disconnect and stuff. And I
mhm,
said, like, you know, what are you going to do in order to bring everyone back together again? Because
mm.
that's what's needed. And again, I made mention. I said, you know, I was running on the ticket, and we had an individual, you know, go out there and say, "Oh, screw it,
You
I'm."
didn't really like. I don't want to talk about the meeting yet, but you really didn't ask the question you were supposed to ask or you plan on asking. He's like, "Why did you want to block walk from me? Like you claim, like you want unity,
Oh
but you
no,
didn't even block walk from me."
that is something that I wanted to discuss with her on a one to one in regards.
No, no, you should ask everybody in that place.
Well,
I mean, I sort of did when I made my statement. I was sort
yeah.
of
Well,
whatever. Anyway, let's talk about that later.
what really tripped me out was, you know, when that guy comes out and goes, "Well, it's Morgan's fault." I think Ernie is his name. "Ah, it's Morgan's fault. She's a god." Like
Oh
that's
yeah,
not
no, it's Eddie. It's Eddie.
Eddie or
It's like,
Ernie.
come on,
And we're like,
yeah.
it's not bringing the party together, dude. You're not,
Not even. No, no, no. It's
you're
not.
not,
But
y'all are not
okay,
helping each other.
let's go back to what Myra was saying in the Channel 4 thing.
Yeah.
When she says, you know, the only reason people are even investing in our district is because of me. And I want to make this very clear. You know, and again, I love Myra, but I can't stand wrongness and I can't stand this kinds of those kinds of statements and not, you know, go unchallenged. And I'll do the same thing to you, Erasmo. You're my friend and I'll challenge you on stuff all the time. That's not actually true because if you've listened and as I have to all the candidates, Mauro, who's running again for running in this race, he made a statement to a couple of groups already where he says that people in Washington, Republican people in Washington, had contacted him in January of 2023, which was 12 months ago. They contacted him because they didn't believe. Can you just this guy like seriously what what a moron? I mean, we're trying to have a conversation over here about actual things that matter, and this guy brings up stupid crap like that. What an idiot! Anyway, he's a moron. Let's face it. Anyway, so Mauro went to Washington a number of times, meeting with people because they wanted somebody to run. I guess I don't know if maybe they felt, oh, Myra's not going to run again. Number one, or number two, maybe they felt, well, Myra wasn't able to win last time. We need to, you know, change horses. And so Mauro goes over there and he announces he's running for office or running for Congress, thinking that he's going to get all this support. Well, I guess, you know, this is my way of thinking. Maybe they figured, okay, he can't be bought, or we can't because of the fact that he has his own money. He doesn't need us, and so we need to go to somebody else. And so they go and they go out and look for somebody, and all of a sudden Myra comes back into the picture, and they do a poll, which I'm glad they did, showing that the race is supposedly competitive, at least according to that poll. Are you even paying attention to what I'm saying? Okay, you're muted. One,
Shut up. Of course I
I'm
am.
trying to have. I mean, this is an important
I'm
point I'm
listening to
making.
you,
Okay,
Ho.
whatever. No, whatever. So the point is that they didn't necessarily want to come in because of Myra. They wanted to come in because of the districts. It had nothing to really to do with Myra. That's number one. Number two, in 2022, we had a lot of people running for office. That piece of crap, Juanita, she ran and had a bunch of money and was thrown in, and it wasn't thrown in because of Myra. You had Adam, Hossa running for state senate, almost winning, had a lot of money coming in from Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick and his crew. It wasn't because of Myra. You had Carlos Casco's running for office. I mean, he's run for office a number of times. He's won countywide. He had whatever money he had. It was because of Myra. But so all this crap that, oh, all this money and attention is coming down to the district because of Myra is just factually untrue. Just untrue. But unfortunately, you get people from Channel 423 or whatever station, in local media. They don't want to talk about those things. They're like, oh, really? Yeah, they just take it for, one day. Did they even contact Mauro? Did they ever contact Kunkel? Did they ever contact Dr. Laura about this story that they were doing about, the Grub Gate or Rancho Gate or whatever gate it is? Did they contact him? No, I don't think they did. All they did was Myra and some guy who wanted to talk from UTRGV, and he claimed, oh, well, she's going to win. So whatever. No actual analysis, no real analysis on what was really going on, and no opportunity for people who are running against her to make comment on it. And you would think that Frank, considering he ran against Myra, would have wanted to do that, to show, hey, when I ran against Myra, everybody concentrated on her and not on me. I'm going to do it, throw a solid to everybody else who's running and be fair.
And that would have been I think that would have been a great story.
Mm.
Have her opponents comment on it, like, hey, wait, she's dissing y'all, saying that y'all are inconsequential. Why don't y'all just drop out of the race now? Which is a comment that actually Dr. Cisneros had mentioned, that someone had gone out there to say, hey, because someone had told her, hey, drop out of the race. So if that's the case, I would, as a reporter, not that I am a reporter pretending to be one, Roman, like you,
I'm not pretending to be anything.
I would have gone out there and said, hey, well, let's get the other guys individuals. She mentioned them, let's see what they have to comment on the matter. That would have made a complete story, I think.
Yeah, it would have. I agree. But it wasn't a complete story. It wasn't even close to complete. It was also funny about that story is it really didn't go into detail about what Grub Great was. It was like a throwaway line of, oh, by the way, there's this controversy about this, and never really, talked about it. Can you please get rid of that guy, because he's commenting stupid stuff that's not even true, and if he doesn't stop, I'm gonna end up having a lawyer and suing his ass for defamation. At this point, I want to be like Jimmy Kimmel wanting to sue, Aaron Rodgers. I'll do the same thing to this weirdo.
You're crazy. But I think that goes back to one of the things that I think that I don't know if you've been watching the show when I was speaking to the reporter from Texas Observer.
No,
that goes back to we have absolutely no local journalism going on around here. We don't have journalists that are actually going to. And again, nothing against Frank or anything, but God Almighty, I mean, it was a beautiful opportunity, Roman, to actually go out there and dig deeper into a story and get more individuals involved, and they dropped the ball, don't you think?
okay, say that again. Sorry, I lost you halfway there.
That they dropped the ball.
Who dropped the ball?
Channel 4.
Channel 4. Well, of course they're going to drop the ball. It's local media. That's what they all dropped the ball. I mean, there's more coverage about stuff from that piece of crap blogger, Juan Montoya on his page than there is on the other places.
Juan Montoya.
No, but let's go into some of that. This. Oh, okay. This Grub Gate or Papusa Gate that Sam wants to call it.
I like it, Papusa Gate.
I mean, people have to know what Papusa is to be the. But have you really looked at some of these pictures that was out there? Like, how many pictures do you have to take and say, "Oh, these are"? Why the hell was she looking at Visit Guyana's Facebook page? Why? And then when she took that picture, I'm assuming she got it from there because that's where it was. Hey, cool, thanks, Nadia. Great. Like, why was she looking at? And why would she say no, not Papusa? It's really something else. Like, whatever. No.
Roman, were you actually on the FC Island?
No. Like, not even, like, I don't even fly. Like, I don't fly. I don't take a boat. Like, this guy's a weirdo.
Roman, were you in student council at school?
No.
You see, like, the type that would be like, I'm all into student government.
No, I wasn't. Not in student council. No, I never did that stuff.
I was in student government at UTB TSC.
No, I wasn't in student council in elementary or middle school or high school or anything like that. No, was not.
Stephen Hawking.
God, this guy's such a psycho weirdo. Like,
I
for
love
real.
him.
I don't know why. I mean,
he's funny.
He's not very funny. He's not even funny. Close. I mean, he's over here. First off, taking pedophilia seriously. That's number one. and for him to be, saying the things that he's saying is just really ridiculous. But whatever, it's your show, not mine. He's a weirdo.
Oye, este,
¿Qué pasó?
yeah, it's just really unfortunate. I really, really wish that there was a little bit more coverage in regards to uh, would have been great.
No, no, not really, Sam.
You
Hey,
know,
Sam was on the show. I missed it. I completely missed the show. I missed it. I'm glad
yeah,
that Sam was on there. It's
sounds
good
good
to see
stuff.
your face, Sam.
But let me say, in that meeting that we had, I thought it's very, very telling. I don't think I got the chance to tell you, and actually want to mention live. Do you
Mm.
remember that person that went on and said, "Oh, on that group chat that I told you about, saying like I'm not voting for him." She was there, right? And she comes up to me. She goes like, "Well, I don't think you're a Republican. That's why I don't want." I said like, I said, "I'm here," and she goes, "Well, you said that you hated Trump." I said, "I hate everyone."
And actually, I don't think you have ever said that you hated Trump.
I
I mean,
never
you're critical of people, but I don't think you hate Trump. I think you like
everyone.
Trump more than anybody else. I mean, I'm not voting for Trump. In the primary, I'm voting for Ron DeSantis. That's what I'm going to vote for in March. But that doesn't mean I'm not a Republican. So that's to begin. All you criticize, if you criticize or don't like him, you would do that. So
Oh, and again, I never said that, but again, I said like, I mean, I voted for him twice already, you
like,
know,
what more do you want from me,
and
lady?
and he's going to be the candidate. I mean, no, he's going to be the candidate.
You,
Going
we
to
don't know
vote.
that. What happens if Ron DeSantis wins Monday night, which I don't kn- I mean wins in Iowa,
Not,
and then Nikki Haley manages to win over in New Hampshire?
not
What
gonna,
happens at that point?
it's not going to happen. Trump will be the candidate without a doubt. Will be the candidate, and
He looks really. I mean, in all seriousness, he he looked really slow and really old in over the weekend
he looks
in
orange.
Iowa. Well, no, he looked really like honestly. I saw some clips of it. I'm like, wow, dude, are we really gonna nominate a guy who's pushing 80 and then Democrats are gonna, I mean, really gonna do this for our country?
Isn't he
N-
76?
I think he's closer to 80. Well, I mean, pushing 80, like he's getting close to 80. I
Uh,
don't think he's 76. I don't. I mean, I don't think he's not
77.
80. He's
77.
77. There you go. You see, he's already he's much by 80 than he is to 50, that's for sure. He's closer to 80 than he is to 70.
He's 4 years younger than Biden.
I know the Democrats are going to nominate somebody who's over 80, and we want to nominate somebody who's almost 80. Like, are we really? Is this the best we can do? Like, honestly, like, is this the best we can do?
Can we invite Kathy to the show to talk about? We can invite Kathy. Also invite Roy Los Santos. He might have a little bit more inside information in regards to. I mean, he's always willing to come on, so I'll send him a message.
Oh, are you talking about the road improvement thing where they want to charge everybody a fee to drive, essentially?
Yeah, especially Southmost people. Like,
Exactly. South because they don't care about Southmost. They like, oh, you have so much work that we need to do in Southmost, so we're gonna, charge you more, which is ridiculous.
well, it's kind of trippy because I think Secretary to Erasmo. Can I have your thoughts about Michelle Obama? Possibly? Um, I think I think Michelle Obama would be an interesting candidate in regards to running against Biden. I still think Biden will get the nomination,
Hmm.
but it should be an interesting race.
I don't think Biden will get the nomination. Well, it's too late. Honestly, it's too late for them to even get on some of these ballots even in March. The only way this happens is if he wins the nomination and he backs out at the convention and they have like a convention fight and then the delegates nominate Michelle Obama. That's the only way that's going to happen.
It's gonna be crazy.
Hmm.
Clearing up my nose.
What's okay? It's because you have the cat next to you and you're petting your pussy cat.
My cat's up there,
You were petting your pussy. You were totally petting it
always feeding my pussy.
or her. Is it her
No,
or
it's
is it,
him.
is it him? All right, there you go.
um,
Hmm.
shoot. I'm going to be in. There's a play that I want to go see in Monterrey,
Oh, like, okay.
but it's going to be on the 22nd of November of January. I will
Isn't
be.
that close to your birthday?
My birthday's on the 20th.
Yeah, I know.
I will be in Rome.
Oh.
Oh no, on the 22nd I will be in Istanbul. Istanbul.
Mm. So you're gonna be in Rome for your birthday?
I will be in Roma for my
Mm.
birthday, and I'm going to take a picture at St. Peter's Square, so that anyone out there has doubts in regards to my and I'm going to make sure that I take my shirt, my pastoral shirt. So in case anyone out there wants to question my ordainship, uh, I'll be taking a picture in Rome.
No,
You don't like that?
I no.
Why?
Well, I don't like our current pope, quite frankly. Yeah, I mean, I don't. He's a pain in the ass.
I think Pope
Um,
Francis has done an okay job.
I guess he has a guy named Tucho as the position that some people call the Inquisitor or whatever, the defender of the faith or doctrine of the faith,
Is that like
um,
the Merovingian?
something like that. No, not really. No. Um, and so that yesterday it turns out that the guy had written a book, something about the art of kissing, a long time ago.
The Merovingian or the Pope?
No, this Tucho guy.
Oh,
And so the Pope made him a cardinal, and now he's in charge of this the castery of the doctrine of the faith or whatever. And he writes. Apparently, he wrote in the late '90s a book about orgasms and God. It's something that you would probably be interested in. Maybe
both. Yeah, both of these.
I'll send you the link so you can read some of those. It would talks about orgasms and God. It was quasi pornographic, and at the time he was, I guess, a priest or bishop or something. But now he's in charge of. He's the guy that said it was okay to bless homos couples. You know, bless that, and then he had to modify it somehow
Well,
last week.
it's kind of trippy because I got asked, Roman. Um, I got
You were
asked
asked out by a homo or what?
all the time. I
Doesn't
was
surprise me.
asked to bless a business in Matamoros, and I said sure. And I didn't know people charged for that. And they said, "How much would you charge to come bless a building, a business?" I said, "I would
Mm,
charge. I'm not going to charge you to go give a blessing." Unlike
mm,
some of my colleagues in the Catholic faith that
mm,
give a little quota in order to get the little blessing. But no, I said nothing. Just invite me to lunch or something. If it's a restaurant, give me a meal here or there.
mhm.
Este stuff like that. But so I'm doing that now in Matamoros. I'm blessing businesses. I think I'm more Catholic than you, Roman.
No, you're not. You're not.
I think, yeah.
No.
I'm going to put my Catholicism against yours.
I don't know why you've never been baptized Catholic, so I don't know how. I mean, that's already like numero uno. So
Well,
right there,
according to our current pope, baptism isn't completely necessary.
it is.
Not according to our current pope.
Well, he's kind of weird again,
He is the head of the church.
but he's kind of weird.
He
So
makes rules.
yeah, I'm sure.
Not you, Roman.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
going.
sure.
I'm going to believe Pope Francis before I believe
I
you.
don't know why you would. The guy is like the you probably have more knowledge about theology than he does. So there you go. I mean, he's not a theological giant. That man is not.
Why is he so liked though?
I don't know because a lot of people are liberal and they want to believe because he'll make them feel better about their lives, and that's why. I mean, let's face it. That he's a commie, and that's like half the world right now. Commies. There you
You,
go.
I like my head where it's at.
Are you saying they would chop your head off because of why? Because you're an infidel?
Because I am an infidel.
No. Okay,
And
there you go.
because I'm
All
a pastor, I am the better Catholic than Roman.
Not really.
My head would be off here and in a basket, if even I get a basket.
No, they wouldn't.
With that said, I will be in Istanbul
That's
this month.
congratulations. Yeah, good luck. was nice knowing you, Erasmo.
Uh, so anyone out there in Turkey, that please turn off this channel and do not share.
Yeah, share.
I am
Share.
I am planning to go to Israel this year.
Okay.
And
Be,
someone said, "Oh, you plan to go in the middle of a war?" I said, "Yeah, it's kind of
be careful.
even more exciting to go
I'm sure.
in the middle of a
Mhm.
war."
All right, so let us let's discuss about that meeting that we were at last week a little bit.
Mhm.
So you were there.
I was there.
Mm-hmm.
The food, let me tell you, the food's amazing.
Yeah, I love the food in your jelly. It's delicious. It's great.
Great stuff. They got good
Awesome.
stuff.
They do. And
Uh,
so
the
and you
company,
had tortilla soup. You had tortilla soup like I recommended, and you liked it.
Roman, you recommend and I try.
There you go.
Uh,
You tried
got
it.
got there before you did, of course.
Yes, you did.
'Cause I'm super more punctual. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
got
Well,
there.
what I told you, the meeting wasn't until 12. I got there like 11:30.
We
Like,
were,
what's wrong with you?
we were supposed to be there at 11:30 so we could eat first. And
Yeah,
you
but
did
you
you
see,
did
I
you did not
told you I want to eat a little bit and then eat again. I ate like 3 times there. I was there till like 5 in the afternoon, hanging out,
you,
eating.
you did not want to sit with me and Gael.
No, I didn't because I was in the wall, and then I wasn't acknowledged when I wanted to ask questions
You
from
were.
that. No, 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 no. I wanted to ask a question that a chick that was running for justice of 13 Court of Appeals, and it just like I didn't matter. My question didn't matter, so I had to ask her a really harder question that I was actually going to ask. Like just because she made me mad. But
Well,
no, that's why I didn't want to sit
I
against the
thought you
wall
did.
because
I thought you did ask her a question.
yes, I did, but it was like my hand was raised before anybody else, and there were like 4 questions that was asked. Because Veronica over there giving her monologue or whatever. Because God, seriously, like no one wants to hear her
Well,
monologue.
no. Well, I mean, she's nuts. She gave me a cookie though.
Congratulations.
So
She was it homemade?
no, it was in a little tin. Oh, I think an
Oh,
HEB tin.
well, congratulations. I wonder if she did. It's great. It's awesome.
What do you think happened at Target with the Stanley Cup? People were crazy about madness.
Why? Like seriously, these cups, they're like sippy cups.
It's a cup. Stop doing that, people. But let me say,
Nuts.
so we got there. I got there before Roman did, of course, because I am always
Mm-hmm.
punctual.
Mm-hmm.
And Pastor Brad was there, one of your friends, and
Yes.
I do not like him very much. I do not like Pastor Brad, not much. I'd have very little.
You sound like Dr. Seuss right now.
I do not like him, Sam.
Okay,
I am.
there you go. Uh huh. And then who else was with him?
Oh well, uh, uh, Minerva Peña was there,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
they're going, oh, and we're like, oh, and,
Like,
I'm very cool, and this is one of the things that I think all these Republicans need to grasp onto.
can you put me backstage real quick?
Sure, hold on. One of the things that these individuals need to grasp onto is you have to be a little bit on on the political side, and not that I'm political. You have to be sometimes. When Minerva Peña comes up, I think Roman's ready.
Mm.
When Minerva Peña comes out, she's like, "Oh, get us again," and I'm going like, "Hey, how you doing? Good to see you." Oh, she goes, "Oh, you look great," and all this, and we're like, "Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah, still need to lose another 10 pounds." I was being, cordial, Roman, because that's what
Mm-hmm.
this is the chick that filed a police report against me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Made claims that I had had sex with a student in a
Mm-hmm.
car.
Mm-hmm.
In my car, in my Fiat. She
Mm-hmm.
literally filed a police report when she knew it wasn't true. She knew it wasn't true, and she still went out there. But
Mm-hmm.
she wanted to desperately believe that it was true and was hoping that it would be
You mean
investigated.
it's like says that over here, claiming fake things about me, which aren't even close to true
I
because
think
he's
it's,
weird?
I think it's different because I think Cesar is just spewing out just because
Mm-hmm.
it's
Just one wondering.
with me, she literally tried to destroy my life by going to the
Mhm.
Browns Police Department, having Baltasar Salazar push it all the way to Homeland Security, Roman, to whereas those mothers were out there, checking my emails and everything else. And again, I have nothing to hide, because as much as people want to talk and say crap, and like Minerva Peña and all these people,
Hmm.
you will find nothing in my emails, nothing in my social media sites, nothing anywhere where I'm out there cocoreando with anyone underage. No one ever, ever. So, so instead of me go, and this is the difference. If I went out there and blocked you, or said something about you, people will hate me forever. And even some people there will not shake my hand. They would rather go a different route, a different way. Again, that's not what adults do. I mean, I went up there and shook Minerva's hand. I said, "Hey, thank you. Congratulations." This is the chick that went out there and tried to destroy my life,
Hmm.
alongside Sylvia Atkinson, Priscilla Tipton, Drew Brown, and Baltasar Salazar. That little cahoots group, and Jessica Gonzalez, that
Hmm.
little cahoots little group, they went out there to destroy me. They failed. I'm
Hmm.
still here. I'm still the most handsome individual in this damn ranch.
Losing
I'm
your hair.
I'm more Catholic than Roman,
No, that's true.
and I'm the greatest pastor in Texas and north of northern Mexico. So,
Define northern Mexico.
well, Tamaulipas, Nuevo León, Coahuila,
Because there's a lot more northern stuff than just
Chihuahua,
Matamoros.
Chihuahua. But what I'm getting at is that is the attitude, Roman, that is needed for this party to come together.
Hmm.
Because they are not coming together, Roman.
It's a primary, and I don't. It's a primary.
Well, they're not coming together. They're not coming
I
together.
mean,
And what Maya's fomenting, and what they're doing with this Sandra Bell thing, whatever the hell her name is,
Deborah.
whatever. Uh, you know, it's not helping.
Yes.
One of the things that I liked about Tad, and again, I asked Tad also a tough question. I mean, again, I'm not out there high skirting from anyone. I want to know. This is why people go on Captain Bob's show. They're not going to come up here, because I said, well, Tad, weren't you out there supporting Democrats in the city election? And then both of them came out. Both of them came out. Tad and Minerva. Well, it's not
That's not really the question you
partisan.
asked, but okay.
Well, you have to say it in the political way. It's not nonpartisan race. I'm like BISD, and I was more like, I understand that you think I'm stupid. I ran for BISD and the city,
Mm-hmm.
and then I doubled down. I said, "This look at what happened with Tino Villarreal. Tino Villarreal, had the Republic Democratic machine out there,
Mm-hmm.
supporting him, and they weren't out there for Susan." And the Republican machine was not out there for Susan. And then that's when I think Eddie or Ernie or whatever the guy's name is like, it's Morgan's fault. We're like, you're beating a dead horse. Morgan is, bowing out, and again, I'm not saying she won't be active in the party or stuff, but I think she's bowing out because I think she's got other things that she wants to attend to. I'm not speaking for Morgan. I do not know. That's what I assume, but it's
Can
over.
well, first off, I think your question was a little bit off because I and you could see the excitement in the back from Deborah, like, oh, I'm so excited that you asked that question because somehow blaming Tad for the fact that Susan wasn't helped by the party, but
No,
let
I
yeah.
wasn't blaming that. I was
I
referring.
know, I know, but that's what she wanted. She was happy you asked that question. But here's the problem. Number one, Susan didn't want the Republican Party's help in that race. I distinctly remember having conversations with her saying, like, yeah, I really don't, I have a lot of Democrats supporting me. I'd rather not be open because I don't want to make it a party thing. I even think that she said that on her page. She said that in other places. I don't think that she really wanted the Republican Party's help because then she was afraid of the backlash from Democrats going over there. And she said, I'm getting a whole bunch of help from Democrats. I don't necessarily need the help from the Republicans overtly. Number two, you even had Myra. Myra offered to, like, hey, you want me to do a mail? You want me to do all these other things to help you? She's like, no, 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 no. Because she felt bringing out Myra was going to antagonize Vicente, and then Vicente want to go in and hurt her race, which was her strategy. Yeah, I know that. But for you and for others to be, and Deborah to somehow, you know, attack the party because they were not helping, Susan, That's not necessarily true
Well,
because I helped her and
it's
I,
not.
I supported her and I'm the
It's
vice
not.
chair for goodness sakes.
It's not attack the party. It's giving reference to the lack of unity. Going back, there's a lack of unity,
She,
and you were there. You were there when. And you even if you mentioned there's Republicans out there that will say the hell we're never going to vote for Erasmo.
mm-hmm,
But like
mm-hmm,
then who are you going to vote for? The other side? I
mm-hmm,
mean, is that's basically what you're saying? And a non-vote is still a vote for the opponent,
mm-hmm.
and that's what I think a lot of people have not come to understand. So, I mean, anytime you've got, if you're a part of the party and you've got a candidate out there that is, waving the party flag, you've got to go out there and support. I don't think that Susan got the support that she should have. She should
But
have.
did she even ask for it though?
Why?
That's the question. Did
Why
she
would she?
ask for it?
Why would she need to?
Because she look, that's the way. That's the way. Unfortunately, that's how endorsements work. If somebody's not just going to endorse you for the sake of endorse, you have to ask. And so I think she did try to ask or something, or maybe Morgan offered some assistance, but I think Susan felt like, oh, I don't know the way you offering the help, it's coming from you, and maybe your exact endorsement is gonna hurt me because nobody
Well,
likes you, Morgan, or kind of whatever. It was a whole bunch of convoluted mess,
the
and
problem
somehow or
is,
another, the party gets blamed because they didn't help
well, yeah,
Susan.
I hear you because I think a lot of times, like, uh, people are everyone considers themselves uh uh political genius, when it comes to giving advice. And
Mm,
I'm almost 100% sure, Roman, that um what's her name, Susan. Susan, I'm sure that Susan, there were some people who go like, don't associate with Erasmo because
mhm. 100%.
it's
And
going
don't
to
associate with Roman. Don't talk to Roman.
Roman.
Don't talk to anybody.
And that is an opportunity to go like,
Mm,
guys, you gotta quit this. We gotta come
mhm,
together. You
mhm.
cannot feel like, oh, okay, okay. And then because I felt Susan shying away a little bit from Erasmo,
Yeah,
during
I,
it.
I saw it.
And
I mean,
again, and that's cool. I mean, again,
we
I
talked about it.
I love Susan. I will always support Susan. I will always stand with Susan. I don't care. I don't care if she wanted to do a little bit of, let me distance myself from Erasmo, which I felt, and I think you saw, and other
Mhm.
people had mentioned.
I think you and I talked about it,
And,
even on the show.
yeah, and I don't. This doesn't bother me. Doesn't phase me, because I am not like that. I will
Mhm.
look. Roman and I have fought a million and one times,
More
but
like a two, but okay.
a
Million and
million and
two.
two times. But if Roman's going to go out there and run a race, I'm going to support Roman. Again, because I don't feel that he's a crook. Maybe not.
Mm.
I
Be
think
careful. Cesar might, accuse me of.
he has a good heart. Way down
I don't
there,
know about that. I have a dark heart. Mm.
he's kind of nuts. But we're
No,
all
I'm not
nuts.
nuts.
You are super
No,
nuts,
no, I'm not
but we're all
nuts.
kind of nuts in a weird
I
way.
have nuts, but I'm not nuts.
That's not what I heard. Last time I heard, I think they were in your wife's purse, but that's a different story.
My wife doesn't even have a purse, so calm down. So,
And
so that's not even accurate. Like, what's wrong with you?
an MK, I know she does. But a Michael Kors. I forgot what the MK stood for. But it's that, again, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to shy away from individuals. And again, I'm going to be out there supporting and helping as much as the candidate wants me to. But once they shy away, that's fine. I'm going to be supporting Marisa Leal in the race. I think she's the better candidate, and I know she's a better candidate, and I'm going to support her as the 100%. Now this is for the May election. Come November, I'm going to do my best to stay away from a Marisa spot wherever she decides to run in, just because it's Marisa and because we've had conversations.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still open to all the other three seats,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
I'm even keeping Marisa's the positions even still open, because I don't want to have to retract in any way, which way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
But as of right now, there's three seats that I'm vying for in November, and again, it's because I'm going to wait till the last moment and then drop my hat wherever the hell I want to. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I probably won't run against Roman either, since he's running for the school
Mm-hmm.
district.
I'm not ready for nothing.
I'll run against Jessica Tetreault. I'll run for.
Wait, she's running?
I suppose she's running for BISD.
Shut up. Hell, I'll run against that woman. Hell, that crazy woman. I don't want her anywhere. Does she even send her children to BISD?
I think she got him out already. I think she
So
did.
like, and she wants to like what? Whatever.
Well, because
Anyway, we can we'll cross that obnoxious blue bridge when we get there.
Blue Bridge.
I'll be I'll be the troll from like Dora the Explorer. I mean,
We'll see that blue dress again.
yeah.
So what
Mm.
else? What should
Well,
I?
anyway, but go to that forum debate thing that we had was funny. I wish that there were more opportunities to ask questions of both, Deborah and Tad. I think that Deborah didn't have a very good answer when it comes to her getting paid by Myra and being an
Oh,
employee, and her answer was just
lukewarm.
it's not even believable. I mean, the story that her and are giving that she's giving or Myra's giving is just crazy. It's nuts.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, let's see we get this straight. So somehow or another in August, magically, she's now working for Myra. She's Myra's employee at the time, right? And then all of a sudden, she thinks, "Oh, I'm going to run for county chair," and is no longer working for Myra and is now running for office. But we all know, I know, we all knew that she was contemplating running for office. She was contemplating
Yeah.
running for something even as far back as
Well,
like June, May. And
yeah,
so if you're contemplating running for office, why would you take the position and get paid with Myra? Was
well,
she thinking that no one was going to notice?
I think it's one of those things, Roman, where like, and again, playing devil advocate, you have to take her at this point at her word because there's nothing out there, and because like I think what part of her answer was, well, it hadn't crossed my mind to run, and we're like, I don't
What?
think.
That's not even true, though. That is not
So.
even true. You
Yeah.
want to know why it's not even true? Because she was contemplating running for office when she left to wherever she went to out of state for 3 weeks in July. And you know how I know this? Because we had this conversation with her and Susan and others about what she was contemplating running for. And I think even Myra back in May wanted her to run for this office. Myra kind of got mad at me because I was telling her maybe she should run for something else. So she was contemplating even running before she got paid in August. This bunch of crap. But you know what? Nobody cares. It's like Roman. Nobody cares about that stuff, Roman. Nobody cares if she was an employee. I care, and the reason I care is because you have Myra over the weekend block walking wherever the hell she was block walking. I think she was block walking in Brownsville, and she takes a picture with Stacy, whatever the heck her name is, and Stacy over there has a Deborah Bell, T-shirt block walking. And I don't know, but my brain remembers. Maybe I'm misremembering. She wasn't too keen on other candidates wearing block walking with her or their teams walking together because it's like, oh, I don't want people to think I'm endorsing her. But then again, Myra's very clearly very much supportive of Deborah. So if you basically want, if you're a Republican out there that may be watching this show, probably not, but you never know. Well, as you're watching this show, do you want a county chair who is essentially running for county chair and is going to be like naked, like tied to the hip to one candidate? And that's what we had in 2022. Erasmo, you know this because you were a candidate. You saw it firsthand what it was like running with Myra being the head of the show and then everybody else being second, third, fourth, fifth fiddle because everything had to focus on Myra. So if you want, let's say, Myra's a nominee, are you going to want a county chair who is basically going to do everything she can to get one person elected as opposed to other people elected? Oh, but we're going to be all unified. We're all going to be unity and kumbaya and come together. Give me a break. It's not what's going to happen. It's all going to be about one candidate. And it shouldn't be about one candidate. It should be about the party. That's all I ever want to say.
Where are the ideas, infrastructure, youth delinquency, corruption? Nothing. Well, we're not getting that from anyone, and I think that that's part of the problem.
Just out of left field. What? Youth
Well,
delinquency?
I think what Lalo's referring to is that there's got to be that Ruby.
Oh, we're
There's
not
got to
talking about city stuff.
well, I think what the gist of the problem is. Tell us how your candidacy is going to help me as a citizen of this community. Does that make sense?
Mm. I don't know. I don't know that in like 6 minutes or something we're gonna have to end the show so that we can be able to start watching the Captain Bob show with Myra, and then maybe do it here and have a nice conversation about that.
Maida should not run and start a cooking show.
And,
She
you
would
know,
she would
and
make millions.
and she's not and she's not posting pictures of her with the rosca, and I guess picture with her with the pizza, which is great. Look, I'm glad that she's taking pictures. I just think it's ridiculous that she was out there. I was. It was about my upbringing. I was looking at pictures and it reminded me of my upbringing. Really? You looked at papusa and you thought of, oh, I had papusa when I was little? No.
I don't think I don't think most Mexicans have had papusas. I have.
It's nuts.
Saludos a la diva. Have you had pupusas, Roman?
No, I've never had pupusa. I've
Because
never had it.
you're part of that rancho mentality.
There you go. But I've never lived in a rancho como Myra, so I guess I would look at the picture and all of it. Ah, I
Well,
remember my upbringing.
Brownsville is a rancho.
Well, so is San Benito. So there you
Oh,
go.
San Vito is like a mega rancho.
And they're mega.
Mega rancho.
Like MAGA or mega?
Mega rancho. But yeah, they're ranchos. But yeah, again, I've had pupusas, I've had arepas, I've had este sopes. And you learn to know the difference.
We're not denying that Myra knows how to cook. I'm pretty sure she knows how to cook.
Probably not.
I'm
Probably
pretty
not.
sure. Yeah, she does. Of course she knows how to cook.
Yeah, I'm
I
sure.
mean, but to say that I was looking at these picture of these ranches and I was claiming that, oh, this reminded me. Put a disclaimer. You know what's funny? Dr. Laura, I don't know if you've seen her ads that she's posting on Facebook. She posted a picture and in the lower right hand corner it says stock photo or stock image. I thought that was hilarious. Making sure everyone knows this is not really a picture that I took.
They're putting a disclaimer
It
on
was a disclaimer. I want anybody claiming, you know.
Well, it's kind of true.
But it made national news, guys. Like
Right.
that's what. And then you have people that are over there upset and complaining or saying we need to concentrate on more important issues and not pictures of photos. And I have all these little Republican people and people that are working for Meyer. It's like, come on, they don't see it because they're stuck in a little bubble. That this talks about her character. This is not about anything other than her character. And when you have a story that was even made it global news. It was in the Independent in the United Kingdom. And in case you don't know what the United Kingdom is, it's also known as Great Britain, sort of in England. It's a little island country just off the coast of mainland Europe. And if you don't know what Europe is, I can't help you, Myra people. But it made international freaking news. And we're not even talking about Matamoros or Burgos, Mexico, Tamaulipas, Mexico. Maybe even made news over there too, for all we know. But come on now.
Well, I've been watching the northern Tamaulipas, northern Mexico news, and I haven't seen it being covered, which I thought it would be a great opportunity for them to cover. Again, they probably don't think it's much of a story.
But it made it to the Independent, it made it to the New York Post, it made it People Magazine, made it all over the place. There was an interesting story. I don't know if you saw the interesting story on the Texas Public Radio. They had an interesting article about it, and I don't.
Yeah. I think I saw.
But the writer,
Well, I really wish that
crap writer, but whatever.
that there's these conservative podcasts, conservative shows out there, and conservative radio stations. I wish they would cover it a little bit more.
There was one. The Current Revolt blog is a blog. It's a conservative blog out there. People read it. It's well read throughout the state, so it exists. But
until you shared a story with me, I think. I had never heard it until I think you did, or someone shared the story with me.
Well, I mean, it exists. It's been around for a while. I don't read it. I don't like the page.
I wish that more individuals would talk about it, and we'd get a halfway decent answer in regards to it. But we haven't. I think I think that every time the question gets asked, and which is not going to get asked today on Captain Bob's show, the question gets asked. It's just like a
oh yeah, we have to wrap it up. Sam's already telling us we have to wrap it up. So we're gonna do another show, another video.
Yeah, let's let me go find.
So everybody pay attention because he's gonna do another video, and we're gonna watch a little bit here. And until I get bored, and once I get bored, I'm gonna be like what's her name? Jennifer Lawrence at the Golden Globes. Like, I'm out of here. I'm gone. Watch maybe like 10-15 minutes of it, and if it gets boring, or we go bye.
Remember that he's extremely happy the Cowboys won. So is Roman. They have a lot of
yeah.
Guys, have a great day. Social distance face.
Well, wait. We'll see you in a little bit, in
See
like a
you like
minute.
in 5 minutes because it always takes Captain Bob like forever.
Like a while. That's okay. Okay, do that. That'll
Whatever.
give me a chance to go get something to drink.
God bless. See you. Kunko will be on Thursday night, Roman. So make plans to
Oh,
be
okay.
Thursday night.
All right. Thursday night. We'll try to have Kunkel.
Adios. Be good to each other. Continue to be good to me. God bless.